All right, we're back. Judd'z Budz 196. Gee, I wonder what's a good option. Gretzky plus Kirill as again. Just gonna have to stick with this as usual. Euro Spoke Z, joined by my good buddy Mr. Astate of Hoppy. Hoppy, how we doing?
We're doing all right. I appreciate you not going with Bedard plus Bedard. I was really worried you were going to go that route.
Yeah, that was close second. It was a close second.
Two off-topic things, quick. We'll start dark and then go happy. For someone who doesn't give two shits about football, you really seemed like you gave a couple shits about football yesterday.
I mean, whenever I'm watching whatever game I'm watching, like I'll get into it, but like, was not heartbroken. The people I was watching with two of the people I was watching with very stereotypical, like New England. I mean, the first play, it's a bad play.
Literally exactly who everyone imagines you hang out with all the time, anyways.
Yeah, probably. I don't know what people think I hang out with, but yeah, I mean, the first play, they're like, it's over. It's done. Ah, fuck this. This sucks. Everyone's terrible. We're never going to win again. And it's like, all right. So I was like also just throwing in live bets every about 20 minutes.
Was it more fun for you being a traditional football fan? Like we're talking Europe because there was so much kicking?
Well played.
Considered.
God, what a dog shit football game, though.
I mean, it was fun for the last quarter, and of course, you hit your big live bet getting under 10 in the first half. Love that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Paid out what, 200?
Yep.
Dude, it was a throwaway bet, but I'm like, dude, these defenses are sick. I could absolutely see a world where no touchdown gets scored. I threw money on it. Through 3 quarters, it hadn't been scored. My hopes were my hopes were up at that point. The whole game, I'm like, oh, something's going to happen. That's whatever. You get to the third quarter, end of it, no touchdowns. I absolutely had $500 that I was ready to spend. And didn't come through for me, unfortunately. But you generally got invested in the moment of watching the game. You really don't care.
Yeah, it's just in the moment. I was like, even then I was still whatever. I was hoping it would be just a better game, to be honest. It was just a tough watch in general. Just as a football game overall, I was like, Jesus Christ. It was what it took. I mean, they just couldn't even. The second half started. It was they have not had a first down in 11 years. And it's just oh my God. The only thing that's very annoying is then dealing with everyone on Twitter. That's about it, though. Which
weren't you kind of one of them?
What?
Weren't you one of the people on Twitter?
I mean, I guess technically I was one of the people on Twitter. I was on Twitter. I was just going nuts laughing. And then people, pretty much all just the people shitting on the Patriots. And I mean, in Boston sports, which I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah. That's how it goes.
Heard of them. Yeah, it was not the most fun game for anyone watching, unless I guess you're a Seattle fan. But did any commercials actually matter? There were a couple that I chuckled at, but none that were elite, I would say.
Yeah, no.
The one that was, and this might be the first time I ever used this word without it being extremely sarcastic or ironic in some way. But my toddler was fucking lit when he saw a minion running from the distance for one of the commercials to promote. They've got a new movie coming out. I've never seen him he just shot up like meerkat, prairie dog, whatever those things are. And he's like, wait, what? What? I know what that is.
Hell yeah.
Say banana. Do it. He's excited about that, but the one thing that I think it might have been Blackburn that posted about it, and God bless him for doing so if it was actually him. Apparently, Morgan Freeman is going to be the narrator for a Steven Spielberg produced dinosaur like documentary on Netflix. Sign me up a million times over.
That is a sentence.
My kid is obsessed with dinosaurs, and I'm like weighing the pros and cons of letting him see this because it'll probably be pretty haunting at certain points.
Yep.
I almost have to like pre-watch and pre-screen it, maybe.
Yeah.
I also might just play it with no video for him to like go to sleep at night because like Morgan Freeman's talking about dinosaurs, like boom.
Yeah, it'll be out cold.
Just beautiful, magnificent stuff. But I had to share that with the world in case anyone else hadn't heard about this because Spielberg directing, Morgan Freeman narrated dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's a sentence I didn't think I'd ever hear.
Never, but I'm in. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But I guess people probably are coming here to listen to us talk about hockey. Can I talk a little bit about where the NHL left off as we hit the pause here? I don't even know. Did we didn't talk about the trades on here, did we? Yes, we did. No, we didn't. Did we talk about it on here?
I'm at the point now where I can't remember anything about what we talked about last week.
The chat will know for sure. Chat, tell us, did we talk about Panarin last week? Because if not, we probably should. But otherwise, we will talk just general standings, talk Wild and prospects a little bit, but it's mostly going to be Olympics and Z's top 10 draft eligibles out of Finland this year. And if you guys have anything you want us to talk about, feel free to throw stuff into the chat. We'll entertain most things. But Z, we might as well start here. Very interesting playoff picture.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still plenty of room for all of this to play out. I still think there's several teams on this list that will not be participating in the postseason. So, and it's tough without seeing some of the numbers and seeing who's just outside. But like, what stands out to you here as either being interesting, abnormal, things that just have no chance of being sustained? What's top of the list?
I mean, inject a first round series of Buffalo and Carolina directly into my veins. Then Vegas, Utah on the other side. That would be very fun. It's also just jarring seeing the Buffalo Sabres in a playoff bracket. Like, it's crazy. Just like it's very uncomfortable. But I mean, I think at this point it feels like it's pretty realistic and pretty likely here. And then part of me wonders what the Montreal-Detroit series would look like as well. Like Detroit, I watched them some games; they look awesome. Then I watched some other games. I'm like, they need way more if they're going to get anything going and possibly make any noise in the playoffs. And I think Montreal right now, as things stand, if like my gut says they would stomp them out, but who knows? The Atlantic's been like every team in the Atlantic has been like this though. They're except for Tampa Bay at this point has won like what fucking 24 of their last 20 something games. Like it's crazy.
For me, that series though, maybe they're not number one, but off the cuff, I'm going to say they're my number one series as far as I need to see what they both do at the deadline because they both could be very big players, probably should be if they have any aspirations of doing anything this year. And I just don't know where both those teams are at on what they're willing to pony up and spend because I don't imagine things are going to be as cheap as what just got presented by LA and New York.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think with Montreal, like, I don't know how much they really need to do. I wonder about like goaltending.
Goaltending for sure.
Specifically. But like, I mean, now that you've got that second line, or I think Kapanen being as good as he's been for them down the middle has been a huge piece. And then Slavkovsky solidifying himself as a 2C, legit two-way play and like flashing the playmaking, like playing with Demidov. And then I wonder about just like maybe adding some more reliable, like middle of the lineup, like secondary scoring outside of the top end guys. But I don't think they need to do a whole lot. Like if they just like made a couple additions here and there, I don't think it would be like it's like that wouldn't be something like, oh, that's a huge mistake. The big thing for me is I wonder about the goaltending though.
I mean, do you think either of those teams has even a remote shot against Tampa if they don't add?
I mean, definitely. I think Montreal could. Like, I think they're just solid. There's
Montreal's
just so much.
frisky.
Yeah. That's why I wonder more about just like depth for them. Because I mean, I feel like when you watch their games, it's like they've had however many, I forget what the number is, but it's like by far the most in the leagues, like late third period comebacks, and then like and even like just going into overtime or whatever. But like they've done that more than any other team in the league, and like they kind of need to like just settle things down and play more like I mean, I don't know, projectable hockey, I guess. But yeah, I just wonder about like even just depth
Is he
pieces and
frozen or am
goaltending.
I?
This happened last time. Oh, now you're frozen.
Uh-oh.
I'm confused because I'm not frozen.
Me.
Sick.
I'm here.
All right, I'll just keep going.
We do have to address, I guess, just because it was confirmed by Cole. We did not talk about Panarin.
Mhm.
It is just kind of funny to me that the LA Kings aren't on the graphic.
Yeah, I mean, this team stinks, and like
Have I not? Them and the Rangers. Have I not been firm on my stance for the last like 3 years?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't like obviously Panarin's gonna give you like he just automatically that's gonna inject offense, but like even like I still work like down the middle, there's nothing there, and they haven't really gone out to like I wonder like if I was them, I probably would have ponied up and see. I mean, I don't know, there'd be another team would like look at like Robert Thomas or whatever. But like I mean Panarin, yeah, sure. Like didn't cost a whole lot. Like the the big prospect that gets moved there is Greentree. I fucking love Liam Greentree. I was really hoping the Bruins would draft him. I think he went the exact pick after it. That being said, shout out Dealer Turner for having a monster year this year. Thank God.
Wild jersey.
What?
That name on a Wild jersey.
Greentree? Oh yeah, that'd be electric. But yeah, I mean, just like that brand of hockey is so brutal, and like in January, they were just like having this streak of like just getting to over. At one point, I think they had like 4 straight overtime losses. And then when they go on like a 4 or 5 game winning streak, but the games are like 2-1, 1-0, 3-2. Like this is torture to watch. I still think they need a whole lot of help down the middle. And I mean, I don't know. We see flashes from Quentin Byfield, but like you just know there's such a monster of a player in there, and like he just doesn't like we thought we were seeing that coming out party last couple of years, but it's been super inconsistent. I mean, he's even been thrown like the 4th line at points this year. Like it's all over the place. So I just don't know what's going on there. Panarin felt like it just feels like a weird addition for them, and I mean also the fact that they only signed that 2-year deal, especially hearing that Seattle was ready to pony up, throw a crazy offer, and offer him what was it, $14 million?
I think he's watched the show enough that he's like, I'm not going to play for that team.
Yeah. I mean, and then I think it was Carolina was another one that they had originally they were going to offer. I think it was a 4th year. Then they maybe were thinking about adding a 5th to bring the money down. That didn't work out. It ended up just being he wanted to go to LA, and that was it. It was like okay, and at that point their hands were kind of tied.
Yeah,
as far as what they could get, but I don't know.
I'm still of the mind that you don't. That was such an undersell. If you're going to retain half of the contract, and he's willing to sign the extension, to just get a maybe at best 2nd, and Liam Greentree, who in his own right is a good prospect, but that's just such a low ask, and it sets the bar to be like, yeah, you can come fuck with me however you like. My name is Chris Drury, and I won a Little League World Series.
Yeah, I like it. seeing what the return was for Panarin made it. I like for whatever reason, my initial reaction was, why the fuck are they like? Were they going to hold him out of the lineup for this long? Unless he was like, I'm not fucking playing. Like fuck this shit. It was like, wait, you made it feel like there's gonna be some boss or packs. They didn't want to risk. They didn't want to like fuck that up. And then it was just like that was the whole thing. And it was like, and then he's just signing a 2-year deal. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, I honestly thought it was gonna be like a monster package, which I thought was nuts. But then you heard the teams like starting to like fall off a little bit. Maybe they weren't gonna like pony up. But then again, the big one for me was Seattle apparently getting ready to offer like a massive package. I think $14 million a year. I don't know. Ends up in LA. We'll see what it looks like. Inject some like offense into them. More exciting hockey, but he can like generate himself. He can score goals, make plays, obviously, but still need help down the middle. I don't know.
Yeah. Which team on the outside looking in intrigues you the most?
Right now, I think San Jose probably. And yeah, I was gonna say actually, I'm looking at the graphic now. It's not. Edmonton would be playing Seattle. Vegas would be playing. Utah.
Is yours based on just current points or is it points percentage?
Points.
Because maybe it's points percentage is my best guess.
Yeah, Colorado will be playing Anaheim, which that would be also fun.
Hang on, I'm gonna figure this out now.
Yeah, I think that's from February 6th. That's from 3 days ago.
Has anything changed in the past 3 days?
Maybe not. I don't know why it must be the.
What kind of? Weren't the last games on like Wednesday and Thursday?
I like at this point in time, I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Anyways,
okay.
Fuck. Yeah, I don't know why. That must be points percentage then, I guess.
I'm gonna find out right now. If we go points percentage.
Yes.
Yep, that solved it.
There we go.
Which is probably the right way to go about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on San Jose just because they're very fun. I think in the East, looking at Columbus and Ottawa is very interesting as well. Just because like Columbus is the feel-good team, and I'm sorry, Dino, like just not a great look for the resume. Ottawa though is interesting because one, I think if they get in and if goaltending is to par, they could be a scary team to match up with. I don't think they're winning the cup, but like it's a team that you definitely aren't excited to play. And if they topple off and they are way out of the race, like what does that mean for this summer? Do we see a Brady Tkachuk move?
Yeah, I mean, it would be. They're going to be all over the place this summer if this doesn't if they don't get in or whatever. I forget who I was listening to, but one of the Ottawa beat reporters was talking about that. They obviously this year there's been points where it's been really good. I mean, they're 6-3-1 their last 10, turning around a little bit. Again, part of that too is they've had some health issues, especially with obviously Brady and then some of those defensemen. Sanderson's still a fucking stud, and I mean everything that went on with the goaltending. So again, it's just half of a classic Ottawa season. So it's gonna be fascinating to see if they miss what's gonna happen this summer, because I've heard multiple things on the Brady Tkachuk thing where it's sometimes you hear there's no way he wants to continue on if they don't make the playoffs, or if they look like they're not going to become a legit contender in the next year or two. But then you've also heard nah, he's not going anywhere. I don't know. All I know is I love Jake Sanderson. He's the fucking man. I love watching Timmy Stützle when he's on his feet and flying around the ice. He's a very fun player. And who was it that he fought? Was it Gerard? That was very funny. It was a couple weeks ago. I think he fought Sam Gerard. I was like, what is going on? What is this? But yeah.
We can pivot Minnesota Wild then. We got a lot of people asking in the chat about Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, and I think if we're going to talk Minnesota Wild trades, got to lead off with, of course, Mike Russo deciding he just wanted to light a match and walk away earlier today. Let me see. I got to pull up the exact quote on it. Oh, they actually got a picture. Dear God. I never saw that picture. Thank you, Mateo. But the gist was that Trocheck jokingly offered to join in on the Minnesota Wild group picture for Team USA because they did the Hughes boys, they did Kachucks, they did both together. They were doing some of the other team powwows, and then it was, oh hey, Minnesota Wild, and Vincent Trocheck's joking about joining. Fans out there that think that Artemi Panarin's trade value is at all representative of what's going to be traded for Vincent Trocheck, you are wrong. And if I'm wrong, I will be thrilled. But I'm sorry, that's just not going to be the reality.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've also last few weeks we've been like this. No matter who we speculate, if it just Vincent Trocheck feels like the guy that ultimately, which makes me think it won't happen, or he'll go somewhere else. But like, you know, like the player, very scared of the acquisition costs. But yeah, I mean, he's under contract for a couple of years, playing the center position. Like, I mean, there's going to be multiple teams that are going to be all over Trocheck, especially in a year where potential players that you could go out and acquire, especially at the center position, like not the most appealing. Like it's either like a pretty good player that you're like not wanting to give up a ton for, or someone that you're just like not that excited bringing at all. Like I think that everyone was talking about Robert Thomas, and they're like, right now it's the things that the Blues are asking for as far as anyone that calls on Robert Thomas. They're like, I don't think anyone in the whole entire league could possibly make that work. And I'm like, I get it. It's like annoying. I think, you know, we'll see what happens after the Olympics, I guess. But I guess like the asking price from St. Louis right now is just like, dude, it's not even like on a roster. Like, like you're asking for an entire franchise. Like
the conversation starts at McDavid and McKinnon.
Yeah. That'll maybe get him pick up the phone.
Shit. Yeah, Trocheck the player is fine. I'm with Cosgrove, what he said in the chat, that Stramel plus a first is probably the starting point of that conversation, if not up from there. So, yeah. Well, Cam Myers weighing in. Isn't Trocheck just Brock Nelson with sprinkles? Please, God, no.
Also, bro, I'll be honest with you, Brock Nelson's been unbelievable.
He has been so fucking good.
Yeah, he's been a freak of nature, like, and not just benefiting from whoever he's playing. Like, he has been an absolute dog. Like, oh my God, he looks so nasty right now. Whatever. But yeah, no, I think again, like, if you go out and acquire Vincent Trocheck, yeah, like I think he makes your team better right now. I mean, it would be a good addition, especially just when you look at who's out there. It's just, again, it's more so the acquisition cost, and then I think it's like 2 more years in that contract, which I mean, that's fine. Also, like nothing says like even if you were to make that move and you manage to at least keep Yurov out of that deal, like I think again, just because Leo Trocheck's going to be the guy who you would put in your top 6 or whatever. At the center position, like I don't think anything, like there's nothing stopping them from like still as next year goes on, the year after, like Yurov slowly making his way up farther and farther up the lineup. But I don't know. I'm
not worried about Yurov being blocked. I'm worried that it's like we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. I'm worried it blocks us from doing anything else. Like this is your real deal you can make. You are not going to get Trocheck and another top 6 center. Like that's not possible. Or if you go for him and Brady Tkachuk is available this summer, which I know that one keeps getting thrown out. I think that's a longer shot for Minnesota, but like I just don't want this to be the quote unquote home run swing, because I don't think this gets you over the hump to winning a cup. Do you? I think it gives you a big leg up in the first round compared to where you're at right now. It helps you, but I don't think it makes you a pure contender.
Right. I mean, I don't know. Like, at this point, they are a top 5 team in the league already. Like, that's the thing.
But I think they can do enough without him either way, I think the result is not winning the Stanley Cup unless you get something bigger.
Right. Yeah.
This year. So play this year out and make your big swing this summer and try and figure out how you want to bolster the lineup and have a full season, however you have this lineup constructed, and go big next year versus we take him and tough shit, we're stuck with him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad. I'm making it feel like he's a bum, and he's absolutely not. And I actually, back in his earlier days, like we're talking Carolina, Florida, like I've always been a Vincent Trocheck fan. I really have. So maybe it's the Rangers jersey that makes me feel this way, or maybe it's the age and looking at the fit and being like, is that really the guy that I want to plop between Kaprizov and Zuccarello, and being like, I'm not really sure. I just think if we get him, I'm still going to be happy for this year that like, okay, we are a little bit better. I just don't think that the cost warrants it. And I don't think that you want that to be your final bigger move.
No. Yeah. I mean, again, like he's still a very good player. And again, he would improve the roster right now. He'd be a big plus just to get it. But I think actually realistically, the thing that's like you said before, though, is just like, it's going to be expensive. And at that point, you quite literally have nothing else, whether it's even making more additions this deadline or in the summer, unless you're going out and making additional moves like that, you're going to be getting like pieces or whatever. But especially when you look at like what young players you're coming in or they'll be like coming in and out. I don't know.
Like we've realistically got 4 trade assets that are truly valuable. You got next year's first. You got Wallstedt. You got Yurov. You got Stramel. 1 or 2 of those pieces, you generally just don't want to move. And then you got like the half-ish pieces. Like I think that Haight certainly has value, but not at the same level as those pieces. I think for me, it's probably Juracek and Spacek then after that. And that's probably where you draw the line. I think maybe the right team is interested in Haight, but it's just, I think he's got a lot more to prove in the AHL before that's a real conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, like, is there anyone else that you're like, oh yeah, this is someone that teams would be interested in? No. Maybe Lambos. Yeah. Oh, Mateo, you got it too. Lambos.
Yeah, Lambos. I mean, I wonder about like some of the Euros.
Like, I don't think like the reasons that they fell in the draft. I don't think people are like magically just going to all of a sudden be interested in Benak, who's putting up the numbers that we thought he would. Be interested in Kivi Haru, who has played great, still has some of the knocks against him that made him fall. Like. Mm-hmm. We're all like, hey, look at these guys and how good they're doing. It's like, yeah, every other team knew that they could do that, and they still didn't draft them. What does that say?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's the thing. Like, they just don't have a whole lot to work with. So whatever they do, they're going to have to nail it. And I mean, again, like, if you're giving up like, all of your top like pieces, then you're going to have it better be that home run. So I don't know.
Better be a fun freaking toy.
Yeah.
Are you surprised? We'll circle back to Olympic stuff, but just generally speaking, are you surprised that Faber and Hughes got split?
A little bit, yes, but also at the same time, I wasn't surprised.
50-50.
Yeah, like 50-50. Like, I mean, just because we saw how good the Faber and Slavin pair was, the Four Nations, like I wasn't surprised it went back to that. Plus, like Hughes McAvoy is gonna be nuts. If McAvoy can manage to like not see red when he hits the ice against Latvia, and immediately go after Vilmanis and get suspended the rest of the tournament. If he can manage to not do that,
if he can stay away from the medical staff, watch out.
Oh God, I can't believe his fucking face is this swollen again.
Yeah. All right, we can come back to that in the Olympic talk. Anything else Minnesota Wild, or do we want to talk a little bit about prospects?
I have just a random one that's like just because I remember we brought it up last week about just looking around the league and partially just because the options are what they are for the deadline. I was just talking about like looking at some of the younger players who may be out of favor. Like, how do you feel about a Shane Wright? Like, I don't think that's in the cards, but like, I'm pretty sure Shane Wright's very happy to be traded if he can get traded. And
What's
I think
the ask? That's really my question.
I don't know. Like, they're just like not playing him a ton, and like you look at his numbers last year, they're pretty good. And like obviously he's not the first overall draft prospect caliber that we thought he's going to be. He's really looking more like that, like middle six, maybe like a solid offensive output 3C, but really good two-way play. So I don't know. It's interesting to me.
It's very interesting.
But like they're also like we're trying to get younger, and I was like, how would you do that by trading Shane Wright?
It doesn't help you this year.
How do you accomplish getting younger by trading Shane Wright?
They're going to trade Shane Wright for an OHL first round pick in 10 years.
An OHL trade. Actually, the package that he got traded for in the OHL his last year.
I do think that it would behoove Seattle to move some of their young, like they have so many young centers, and it's like who is actually part of their future. I do think Shane Wright's probably the odd man out, and I do think there's absolutely going to be teams that see the upside and potential. The one that I've heard, and I'm sure you've heard the same one, that actually like makes a world of sense to me is Shane Wright for Alexis Lafreniere.
Yeah,
like that could be fun for both sides.
Yeah,
but generally speaking, I am very about the idea of adding him in a vacuum. I think for a team right now that is trying to push to just win in the first round against likely Dallas, I don't think Shane Wright moves the needle for you right now.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I fall. I think this summer, if that's there and it's something you want to pursue, yeah, I'm interested. I'm listening.
Mm-hmm.
There are other guys I would much rather pursue from Seattle, but that's beside the point. Shit. Yeah. We're a year or two past the idea of trading for a Shane Wright. Is kind of how I'd see it.
Yeah, I mean, I would 100% do it depending on what the cost is. I'm just like, it was fascinating to me seeing them be like, we're trying to get younger. And I'm like, by trading what, a 22-year-old center? Like, what are we talking about? And that like actually
just top of my list.
It also like showed promise last year. They're like, how about we play them less this year though?
Yeah.
All right, man. What the fuck?
He really likes Coachella. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, shout out Cam. 2 different donation posts. Cam, you always rock.
Beauty.
A lot of people asking about Jack Hughes. Do you even see a world where this season, this summer, he's available for trade?
No. I think
fireable if you are Fitzy.
Well, I think it's significantly more likely that Fitzy would get the can before they traded Jack Hughes.
Is that his Koskinen Mona Lisa on the way out the door?
That'd be electric.
That could be really funny. Yeah, I just don't see why they would trade either of those players.
Yeah.
And again, if you're going for one of them, you're pretty much giving up every piece we talked about. Like here, all right, here's the question. Are you willing to give up at least 3 of a first, Wallstedt, Yurov, and Stramel to make that happen? And to be honest, you're probably keeping Stramel and trading the other 3. Would you do that for Hischier or Hughes? I'm sure there's other stuff that you'd have to include. But
yeah, I mean, like it would be...
at the base, are you doing that?
Maybe for Hughes, maybe I guess it feels wrong. Like it's just
can we like make him sign a contract that says he will not play with silverware?
Literally, it's like, can you stop doing that?
Will you live in a bubble when you're not playing hockey?
For the love of God, I love Nico Hischier though. I would be all over Nico Hischier. I don't think it would be as expensive, obviously, as Hughes.
Really?
Not as expensive.
I think they're about the same price for very different reasons.
I don't know. Jack Hughes is like the 100-point when he's healthy. 100-point like top line superstar. Nico Hischier is like
just a smaller, better version of Eck. Like
But in my head, I don't know why. I thought you were about to try to like get me and say Bergeron. I was like, I'm gonna come to the screen and kill you.
No. I'll disrespect most Boston people. I have nothing negative to say about Patrice Bergeron other than he'll never be Sidney Crosby, and that's not an insult.
Right.
Like, let's see. Cameron asks, do you think Stramel comes in as a middle six center, or is he top line guy now? He's absolutely not a top line guy. I think 3C is pretty firmly where he's pegged. I think he could absolutely come in and play bottom six, generally speaking. Like maybe he can even do that this year, depending on where the roster's at and where the injuries are. But there's upside for him to be a second line guy. Like that's in the cards. I don't think that's happening anywhere in the next couple of years, but I'm not going to rule it out because it's hard to know where the trajectory stops, right? Like we've seen 2 years of just bad hockey for a lot of reasons outside of his control. And we've seen him take notable steps, not just year to year, but like week to week, we're seeing him continue to bolster his game. I don't know how much more room there is for that to mature, or if we're just finally seeing, hey, this is the player he is. Great. So I'm going to hit the pause on that for probably a couple of years to really see, hey, what does his first like 2 full seasons in the NHL look like? How are they different? Where does his game grow? But I think 3C is a pretty safe projection for him as it sits right now.
Yeah, I just like the fact that he's got a wide range of tools. And I mean, we're seeing him really pop. By the way, 3 more points this weekend against Michigan. Like, he's so fucking good. He is just an absolute beast. Like 18 goals, 38 points in 28 games this year. Like leading Michigan State in points. Like he's just been a monster.
He's a product of environment. Shut up.
Yeah, whatever. But I like that. Like even like he's obviously. Again, he's had a lot of these tools his entire career, obviously, but he's in the situation playing for a coach where those could flourish.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I still peg it probably as like a 3C. And I mean, again, like that being said, even if he's like a 4th line guy, like he has so many parts of his game that he can impact. Like he's the size and mobility factor is just like gonna give him such a high floor. The fact that he's such a small player.
He will play in the NHL for 15 years.
Yeah, I like
Wild. I don't know, but
I would love to see just if there's any way that we could get one of these seasons, whether it's what's going to be probably have to be next year. But I would be fascinated to see what a line with him and Marcus Foligno on together. Like I would be fascinated. Like I just think that's such a good defensive line. But I mean, like Stramel gives you that pop too, a little bit of offense. Like it's kind of like it would just be, I don't know. In my head, I would love to see those two for just a stretch, just to see what that would look like. Because I think it would be chaos.
I mean, I don't hate it. That's for sure. I have to, my mind like took a total zigzag here, but Brian says if the Wild had a 4th line like the Penguins, the Wild would be unstoppable. And I just did like a couple somersaults and landed on a weird acquisition that I'd like to see the Wild target if we're worried about depth or if we're worried about just having backup options down the middle. Who do you think I'm thinking of that's not on the Penguins, but Penguins definitely made me think of him? 4th line's another hint. Teddy Bluger.
Oh, yeah.
Save him from Vancouver, for the love of God. Adding him to be a 4th line guy / maybe he's your first press box guy, like that is a good, affordable, quality depth add that a lot of fans are like, what the hell did we do this for? Oh, don't you dare tease me with that, Cosgrove. If the Wild could get Kessel, I would do. Oh, yeah, we can't go down that path. Nick Bonino. If Nick Bonino is still playing, that would just be very fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I don't know. Do you think Teddy Bluger still has it as a 4th liner?
I've refused to watch Vancouver recently.
Okay,
I'll be honest with you. Like, I mean, so I don't know how I don't even know how he's played this year specifically, but I remember when he went over there, I was like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, poor Teddy. Poor Teddy. All right. We talked Stramel already. I mean, anything more you want to say on that mutant?
Nope.
Can we very lightly address? We got to talk real quick for prospects. Just Adam Benak continues to do stupid things in the OHL.
Yeah, I mean, he just came back from injury. I think he missed the game yesterday though, and I went back and rewatched all of his shifts from Saturday. And I didn't notice anything, but it was like halfway through the third period, he didn't go back. There was like one collision that looked like it could have been awkward, but I don't know what's going on. Maybe he got sick. I think he was sick earlier too, but I don't know. But I mean, yeah, he's just so fucking good. Like the goal that he scored on Saturday in their 5-1 loss to Ottawa, I had my guy. Just so quick off, like his ability to just like process the game, and anticipate and react first. He's just so good. Again, it really, I think, just mapping it out to me, it's still gonna be tough with the size to project like what the NHL upside is there. I would probably again peg him as a winger. That's fine, but like just the playmaking, the creation, like watching him create space for himself, create space for teammates, and he again like the dual threat. He's got a great shot. Like the goal he scored Saturday, just like beating his man off the face off and just grabbing the puck and immediately ripping it from the circle. It was just beautiful. But yeah, he scores in a variety of ways. Can score from distance. He's got ridiculous hands. Like, and I do think the skating's actually taking a step forward here a little bit. Because I mean, there's times where you can create some separation on those breakaways. So. But yeah, no, he's just so fun. He's so deceptive with the puck too. So, but yeah.
Caden has not watched much of Benak. Can you give him a player comp going off of this season?
There's a lot of times that he honestly like just to keep it wild related. And I mean, it's always tough to. It was like Zuccarello. There you go. Yeah, Zuccarello. Like some of the plays that he makes. I actually think he might at this point be a little bit quicker than Zuccarello, just like foot speed wise. Yeah, didn't necessarily anticipate like the speed because I mean he does have some flies. I mean I think it was at the World Juniors too. He had a couple of like the fastest speed bursts at that tournament when they were putting up their stats. But yeah, like the playmaking, and I think he's probably got a better like just like a shot or whatever. Like he can score a lot more from distance, but. Yeah, some of the plays that he makes, his vision, his ability to find teammates, create seams, just find sticks out front. Like he looks a lot like Zuccarello at times.
And we already kind of talked about him, but Brian asks, what do you guys think about height? Is he NHL ready soon, or does he need more time in the AHL? I mean, you're going to speak to this way more intelligently than me, but I would think he's got at least 2 years of AHL play to hopefully round out his game. And he is the player that I will just probably until the end of time, I'm going to defend him as the player that got the most screwed by NCAA inclusion of CHL players being a year too late. He needed somewhere else to go and take that next step in his development, and being in Prince George for another year just didn't help him at all.
Yeah, he's definitely got a couple of years before he's going to be NHL ready. I will say this, like his last few games, he's looked really good. He's got a couple more points over the last 5 or 6 games. They've won a few. They've won a few here, which is nice. But yeah, I know he's got points in 3 of his last 6, and then I think like maybe like 8 of his last 12, 10 or 12 or whatever. But he's up to 14 points. But I mean, it's like, yeah, no, he definitely going to be in the AHL for a while. But like the other part of me is like, God damn it, why does it have to be Iowa? Can we loan him out to like a better AHL team? Just a better environment for him, even though again he's been playing well lately. But yeah, no, he's got a couple more years. But like again, you see the flashes, and like for him too, as like continues to like bulk up and get stronger. Like he is not afraid to be physical, so it's fun. There's games where he's got the puck a lot. There's some games where he's just like throwing his body, and it's fun. It's fun to watch.
Very fun. All right, we can just do the sad part now. I'll let you open up by just kind of dancing on my grave, their grave, however you want to phrase it. The Gophers were reborn only to be shot in the face.
I couldn't believe the drop off from the Wisconsin weekend to, I mean, we come in last week and we're saying like, if they have a shot here to do anything or like make the playoffs, probably going to have to sweep Ohio State, sweep Notre Dame, and then at least probably get at least one from Michigan and Michigan State. Then they come into this. I mean, I was confident they were going to like really make a statement again, back-to-back weekends, but I mean, they reverted back to what they were looking like before. Like 6-2 loss on Friday was ugly, and then a 2-1 loss on Saturday, both at home. That doesn't help, but I was honestly like shocked at the performance. I really thought they'd be carrying some momentum into this weekend, but I mean, it is what it is. Like, it's just one of those years. I think part of that too is just having such a tough schedule the whole season. It's just like by the time you get to like the games, and I'm not even gonna bother being like, oh, it's just the schedule this year. Right? Like it feels like there's just no gaming games. Like you're just probably exhausted every single fucking weekend. Where it's just like Jesus Christ.
Well, I think all things can be true, right? We can say that the schedule and the players they lost they didn't expect to lose absolutely hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still absolutely shocked that we stand where we stand today, right? Like, especially, like you said, after that weekend with Wisconsin, where they really put their foot on their throat and went off. That is some of the best hockey that they have played in the last couple of years. And to see them with this opportunity, they've been reborn, to come out as flat as they did on Friday was, I'll say it, embarrassing. Saturday had elements where I was like, okay, I don't hate what I'm seeing. There was an element of reffing involved too, but like still, it's not the effort you need to see if this is a team that actually wants to make a push and hopefully go on a run in the Big Ten tournament. Like it just wasn't acceptable hockey. And it's an even bigger kick in the nuts when like Wisconsin gets forced to overtime with Notre Dame and you could be catching them even more. There's so many people that want to call for Bob's head. And I to this day do not understand it. Have there been mistakes made? Absolutely. This season should not be as bad as it is. But if you're going to blame Bob for a bunch of guys leaving for the NHL that had no business going to the NHL, having a roster that's like 2/3 underclassmen, and he didn't go and get any CHL guys. Like, no one understands how CHL inclusion into the NCAA worked this year. I don't know how it'll be in the future, but this year, you pay if you want these guys to come play for your team. Minnesota is cheap as fuck. That's not Bob's choice. It is not. So, it's tough. It's not fun to watch literally everyone in the Big Ten ascend while we take a step back because of the young roster. I still think next year or two, this could be a very frisky team. Could be very fun if you get guys to stick around, which everything I'm hearing, we're only losing seniors, which is very positive. This year, I'll still be tuning in and I'll still be pulling for them to be on upset alert in the Big Ten tournament, but hard to hold strong faith after the showing that we saw this past weekend. It's a bummer.
Yeah, and I mean also just the big kicker of LJ Mooney.
They were fucking hunting him all game.
Yeah.
That shot to the numbers right on the glass. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, that was his last shift, right?
No, he played after that. He took.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. You're right.
In front of the Ohio State bench, that like I didn't have a problem with that hit,
yeah.
But they were hammering him all game, and I'm okay with you going after the best player. That's what you're supposed to do. Just don't be fucking cowards about it. Don't be little bitches. Hit him clean. He's half your size. If you can't take him out clean, it says a lot more about you.
Yeah.
I do think the one thing I'll say, though, about Ohio State, and I'm going to be kicking myself now that I don't remember the guy's name, but their leading scorer is a freshman that came from the CHL. He's not a guy that's like a high draft pick or anything like that. Like, what's it going to take for some coaches to realize, hey, let's find the guys that are like 19 years old or aged out that have really high skill. Maybe they're not going to play in the NHL, but like this is a guy that comes in and makes an immediate impact as a freshman. I think that is a very interesting case study and a blueprint for the college teams that don't want to pay for their players. God, it's going to bother me that I can't think of his name now. Well, now I can remember is Karan because he's the bitch that took the cheap shot on Mooney.
Yeah. And like, I mean, you saw the difference in the power play, like what that looked like once, LJ wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, he kind of does a lot for that.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that was it. I think that's what both Zimmer and Lamb were saying too, which is like, no, he's one out. He's like, he's the engine for that power play, and obviously not. And I mean, the line in general, but that was once he went down, there was obviously that big drop off. And then just like some of the giveaways too on Saturday were egregious.
The giveaways have been the killer, and they've reverted right back to that bullshit.
Right. Yeah.
I feel bad for Luka too, because it wasn't a matter of him playing poorly. Team just didn't give him a whole lot.
No, they gave him nothing.
Now to Mateo's rude and inappropriate point, comparing me to someone that I never wanted to be compared to, we got to at least address the McKenna stuff. Like, it sounds like he's totally fine and going to be reinstated because the charges were dropped. Like, nothing really matters. The whole thing was just stupid.
I couldn't believe, and it's crazy like how inaccurate apparently all of like it came out immediately. Because I was also like, there's cameras fucking everywhere. Like, this is gonna be like, how stupid is he? I was pretty sure his family was in town for the outdoor game. I was like, what is he doing?
Yeah, that had a big part of it.
Yep, and then ended up being like that was part of it. But yeah, no, I don't think I'm sure the only difference that's gonna make for teams like going forward, especially if what the do versus events is, where it's just like
he one punched him. Teams are gonna love it.
Yeah. So I don't think it's gonna be. At first, it was like, "Yo, is he going to fucking jail? Like actual jail here? Like this is crazy."
Wyshynski on the sheet was literally called out and pointed at Bill Guerin. He's like, Bill Guerin's like, I fucking need this kid.
yeah.
And I love it. I don't think that's gonna have shit to do with his draft stock unless people ask him about it and he answers the question really poorly. But he's gonna be coached up really well. The Barstool affiliation is doing wonders for him, but oh man. I don't know. People want to like just pile on top of this kid, like leave him the fuck alone. Like it's insane. It's insane how far that went. And yeah, I'm sorry. Like still broke a kid's jaw, whatever. Like it's one thing for people to like talk shit about like your family members on the ice or to just like talk shit about your family to your face. His mom's right there with him and this kid calls her a whore. I'd be more bothered if he didn't fucking hit him. That's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard some not good things. Like obviously the kid saying that to his mom, but I've heard this kid's fucking loser. I was like, I don't know. I'm not gonna fucking like actually, but like some of the stories coming out about that specific, and I was like, okay. I'm not gonna pretend to know what's going on whatsoever, what the actual story is. But again, there's cameras everywhere, so I'd imagine if it was that bad and the kid's catching a fucking felony, I would imagine there was. I was like, at first, I was like, I mean, I don't know how they would not have that. I don't know how this would be like super inaccurate. And it was like, oh yeah, no, all of it was the real story that supposedly is just not even remotely close to what it sounded
weird.
Like
everyone had to report on it before all the facts came in
immediately.
Shocker.
Yeah,
who's ever heard of that?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. At first, I was like, oh, this is no boy, like woof.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can move on. Meat on the bone. We are very close to fucking Olympic hockey returning. It's so cool. It feels weird though. Like it seemed so much cooler and like such a bigger obsession for me when it wasn't on the table. Whereas now we have it and we saw Four Nations, and I'm just like, I'm still excited and I'm gonna watch all of it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's just like, yeah, okay, we got it. I guess cool.
Yeah, and I like some of the realistically still excited. It's going to be almost like weird to see everything. Like
Very weird
to see the guys back
Seeing
on the
line charts is fucking weird.
that's the only it's really the only thing I was going to even mention at first or at all. Interesting, but like yeah, no. Then I'm getting annoyed by some of like the fucking. Yeah, I'm like, oh god damn it! I just want to like be excited about the Olympics and watch hockey. Then I get annoyed by people on Twitter. And again, moral of the story is I just gotta not go on Twitter anymore. Just completely avoid it.
And you'll be back on 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
Do we start? We can go two directions. We can either talk about the lines that were released for both USA and Canada today, or we can talk about some of the other teams and dark horses. What order do you want to go in?
I'm gonna have more for we can do the lines just because that's probably gonna have more for me.
Okay. Do we run down the full lines, or do we just want to pick out and isolate the things we want to talk about?
Yeah, I just pulled up Russo's tweet from the USA practice today, the 13-4. It's what I also forgot about the fact that it's 13-4 at 70.
I'll see if I can find Friese's post for Canada.
Perfect. I'll read off USA. So first line, we got the Tkachuk brothers on either side of Jack Eichel. Second line, Matthews at center with Gensel on the left and Matt Boldy on the right, which is very fun in my head. Then we got Kyle Connor, Dylan Larkin, Tage Thompson, JT Miller, Nelson and Trocheck going back and forth. And then Jack Hughes in the 13th, or well, I guess Clayton Keller's the extra skater there.
Yeah.
As mentioned before, Hughes, McAvoy, top pair. Going back to the second pair of Slave and Faber. And then Hannafin, Werensk in a third pair, by the way. It's like just very fun. And then Sanderson Lacombe as the fourth extra D pair there. I specifically really enjoy the thought of Matt Boldy and Jake Gensel.
So I think that is super fun. I don't think that'll be like isolated enough. My question to you, and I've gone back and forth on this so much because I totally understand why they're doing what they're doing, but I still like I'm going back and forth between should Eichel and Matthews switch places, yes or no? And I think someone in the chat actually asked about that earlier, and I'm like, yes, someone's thinking like I am.
No. I would imagine we're going to see both. I'm trying to think of two, just because, like, I mean, like Eichel realistically is so much more of like a playmaker than an out and out goal. I mean, he's got a fucking rocket. But like, I just picture him and Matthew Tkachuk are both guys that like love to just like pass. So maybe if Matthews there, he could be like that sniper and playmaking guy. But like, I don't know.
An argument that I heard that was good from Jesse Granger, who said very nice things about a player you care about very deeply, but he said that the reason he loves the Eichel with the Tkachuk brothers line is that those two can literally go in and be psychopaths. They can just be buzzsaws below the goal line, and they know Jack Eichel is going to be back and cover them defensively and not have to like worry about having the transition game covered. Matthews can do that in spades, and he can parry if they're going and doing their buzzsaw bullshit. And you got Boldy and Gensel, who are goal scorers through and through. Why not give them the Eichel setup guy? Like that's where my head is at, right?
I don't think there's a bad option.
No.
I think,
again,
yeah.
I've gone back and forth a million times on it, but I I feel like I'm 51-49 in favor of Eichel being with Boldy and Gensel. But also, let's be honest with ourselves. If Jack Hughes is confirmed fully healthy, he will be playing with Boldy at some point as part of Bill Guerin's push to get him to Minnesota.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be mandated.
Hang on. Trocheck centering Boldy and Hughes.
I was going to say that's what's going to exactly what's going to happen.
Oh, that's so dumb. Blue line. We kind of already talked about it before. I completely understand why they put Faber back with Slavin and why McAvoy and Hughes is fun. At the same time, it's like, Billy, don't let Jack Hughes or Quinn Hughes see the light of a different D partner. Don't do it. I'm more interested in Sanderson being pushed to an extra by a guy like Hannafin. That's the one thing that really doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, I mean, I remember though they had 7D dress, and at that point, I would imagine that Lacomb's going to be the extra a lot, and I think the plan would be like Sanderson's in there. But yeah, no, like you said, I would want him on that in that top 6 though.
He needs to play over Hannafin. You can't talk 100%. Me out of it.
Right? Yeah, no, 100%. And especially the thought of him playing with Werenski again, like that, it's just very fun to me. I fucking love watching Zach Werenski play hockey. Like he is unbelievable. Some of the plays that he makes with the stick, like defensively too, is just insane. But like obviously the offense just pops.
Do you want to see him and Hughes play together on a power play unit, or do you want to see them both anchor their own units?
Probably anchor their own unit, but realistically, like
they mesh real well.
I mean, Quinn's gonna probably be out there for well over half of it anyway, so it's gonna be interesting to see what they want to do with that. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I like that. It's crazy just looking at that defense core, the guys that are going. Like that is a insane group of defensemen.
Best D core. Period.
Yeah, it's so good. And I mean, weirdly, since how can I make this about Boston? Charlie McAvoy, like since he fucking got a puck to the face against Montreal back in November, or is it December? I don't know, whatever. He's been playing some of like the best hockey of his fucking career. Like he has been unbelievable, like a lot of the year, but like even weirdly, like even since that first face injury, his game's like it's picking a different level right now. So it'll be fascinating to see what him and Hughes look like again.
It'll be fun
because he's having to do a whole lot in Boston right now.
Were you surprised by the captain choices?
Who was it again?
So the C went to Matthews, the A's went to Chuck and Matthew Tkachuk.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy.
I don't think it's crazy. I'm more wondering. I don't know. Is Brady Tkachuk more of a captain than Matthew? And the thing for me is, I'm not in the locker room. I don't know shit. The Austin Matthews thing is a little bit like, is he the guy to be the C? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think pure talent, he is the best player on the team. But that shouldn't just be why you're the captain either. I don't know. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, this is a team full of guys who are captain material. So I'm not sweating it. It was just more interesting than surprising.
Yeah.
Goaltending. This is where Jesse Granger is your friend, Z.
Yeah.
He wants Swayman. Let's be clear. He doesn't want Swayman out the gate. He just says, if you have any hesitation on Hellebuck, you swap him for Swayman rather than Ottinger.
Yeah. I mean, I think that feels right. I mean, like Swayman had his bad year last year. Other than that, like he hasn't really. He has it's insane watching, or it's been insane watching him like basically leave college hockey and then just step. I mean, he was obviously stepping into at first in Boston, like a really good situation to be playing behind, but like some of he just kind of just immediately was an NHL goaltender, and he quickly became a very good NHL goaltender. Now he's one of the best. He only had the year last year that was just insane, which was the worst hockey team on the fucking planet. Oh my god, watching them play literally took years off my life.
You said they were going to be that this year. In fairness,
what?
Didn't you say that was the team they would be this year?
No, I said they couldn't possibly be worse than they were last year. They're going to be better. I did not think they were going to score a lot of goals, and I did not think that they were going to give up like an insane amount. I thought it'd be like the other way around, but they're by far and away first league of the goals scored above expected. But either way, whatever. Yeah, no, I think Swayman probably feels like the guy that you would go to if you have any hesitation about Hellbuck out of the gate. Like, I mean, because you have similar like worries with Ottinger that you had with Hellbuck. Like, they're just gave them the playoffs. I mean, maybe just not having Pete DeBoer around will help, but maybe it's like Pete DeBoer not talking shit about you in the media will help.
Yeah, anyways. Some people have been like, "Hey, if Edmonton moves on from their coach, do they bring in Pete DeBoer?" It's like, well, he'll be right there with Draisaitl just shitting on the fucking goalies. Like,
yeah, perfect. My
God. The other thing for Team USA that I feel like we didn't give enough praise, because the top six is sick. Like, I love Team USA's top six, but third line of Larkin, Thompson, and Connor, that is mismatch heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Lord.
Especially with how good Dylan Larkin's been this year.
Like, any of them, though, with how good all those three have been this year.
Yeah. I mean, like, Kyle calling me, like, you just sit still, bud. Like, so, Dylan Larkin is be flying up and down the ice at 700 miles an hour. And then Tage is just going to get the puck and just start doing insane shit. Like, we don't even know what's going to happen. But him and Connor can fucking rip it. Obviously, Dylan Larkin can just transport the puck and just pretty much put it on the tee for him. And I mean, him and Tage are obviously solid two-way guys as well. But yeah, no, that's crazy. Like, having a third line that has even just Thompson and Larkin on it. It's like insane to me. And Kyle Connor is just gonna be like, yeah, give me the puck, I will fucking rip it. But yeah.
Love that very much. All right, so Canada, I have the first or day one lines. These are, I have a lot more comments on this than I do on USA. First line, the one that everyone projected. Connor McDavid centering Macklin Celebrini and Tom Wilson. Second line, Nathan McKinnon centering Brad Marchand and Nick Suzuki. Third line, Sidney Crosby centering Mark Stone and Mitch Marner. Fourth line, you've got Bo Horvat centering Brandon Hagel and Sam Reinhart. Extras being Seth Jarvis and Sam Bennett. Blue line, Taves McCarr, big shock. No one saw that coming as your top pair. Second pair, Morrissey and Parayko. Third pair, Harley and Doughty. Fourth pair, extras, whatever. Shea Theodore and Travis Sanheim. And of course, they don't even put goalies. I think we all know Bennington's getting game one, and who knows what happens from there. But just, where do you want to start with this? I feel like we both want to start in the same spot, but there's so many things we can talk about with this initial. Maybe this was a total practice of like, let's fuck with the media and see how much they get upset. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just also actually, first of all, very excited to see Brad Marchand like get to fucking skate with Nathan McKinnon. Like, I was like, oh my god, his best friend.
Why is Crosby not on that line?
Yeah.
Why?
I was curious to see if he would be playing in the middle too. McKinnon. Crosby's never not going to play center, obviously.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
I can't imagine a world where you tell Sidney Crosby you're not taking a face-off.
Yeah. I was curious to see if they would have Mark Stone playing with McDavid and whoever else on that top line.
I think they liked Stone and Crosby.
Yeah, which is very funny to me too.
Very weird.
Yeah, no, there's gonna be nothing.
There's a lot of weird aspects of this forward group, but I gotta say, is it a first line? I don't know, but McDavid, Celebrini, Wilson is such a fun, absolute like kamikaze. Like go back to middle school when you just like hit all the different pops and make one drink. This is that on steroids.
Yeah,
I think it's so fun. It's weird. I'm still not sure that I fully feel it, but it is. I want to see it. I want to see it.
I was hoping they would put Celebrini in that top 6, so I'm glad to see that that's how.
I'm fine with that. It's Wilson being the third guy with the two of them that is fascinating to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well played, Mateo. McDavid wants his new Lucic.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering about, like, I was wondering where they would have Hagel in the lineup, and I'm like, of course. I was like, is Coop really gonna play Marchand over Hagel? But I guess he is.
Is there one player that stands out to you as being completely misplaced? And by misplaced, I mean too low.
Not really. The one, well, actually, I mean Hagel. I would probably say is significantly too low.
No.
And I wonder what. Well, Sam Reinhart. You look at like the other who he'd be playing with,
dude.
That's
Reinhart.
So like, it did not work.
First line for all of the 4 nations.
Yeah, I don't remember how. Like now, I'm going back and thinking in my head like how that even looked. Like I don't think it. I don't know, but
I think Crosby and Suzuki should be flipped. I also think Marner. I don't know. I feel like that whole third line of Crosby, Stone, Marner is like a weird mashup of we can all play responsible defensively. Who's shooting the puck?
Right. Yeah.
And I think Reinhart has the offensive contribution to force him further up the lineup and still be defensively responsible. Suzuki on the wing with McKinnon and Marchand is weird to me, even if it's not going to be Crosby playing on that line. I don't know. That I'm curious to see how much they continue to jumble the lines. None of it's bad. I'm just confused by some of it.
Yeah.
If that's fair.
Yeah. I think that's where I end up landing on, or that's where I end up landing as well.
And Parayko being second pair is going to break people's brains.
Yeah, it's going to be a weird one.
I also didn't know if Doughty would be in the starting 6. He needs to sleep through his alarm.
He has to. Yeah. I mean, I'll be very curious to see what they do in net. If they go back to the Binnington because it's Binnington and Team Canada.
They'll start there for sure. It's his to lose.
Yeah.
No, Canada's got to play Czechia. Their arch nemesis now. And anything else you want to say about Canada? Anything else you want to say about Canada?
No, I'm just curious to see what the actual through the forward line specifically, what they end up landing on. We'll see.
I think Czechia is going to be scary. Like, I think them and Sweden should be removed from any conversation about like upset, dark horse, whatever. I think those two teams are thoroughly in the mix for contending for medals. Do you agree?
I mean, didn't they say Pavel Zacha's out? So that's another one that's out. They've had a couple guys I thought that were coming out.
I can live with that.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to be really good. They still have. Where the fuck is the lineup? God damn it! Now all my stuff's gone. That's great. Yeah, I mean, Czechia's just got a bunch of fucking dogs, and I mean, it's David Pasternak's just my guy, obviously. Have we seen what they're working with line combos?
The only line combos I've seen are for USA and Canada. I haven't seen Sweden. But Czechia, for me, the blue line is the only concern I have.
Yeah.
And Cosgrove, it's a stretch, but I do think Lucas Dostal is like absolutely a baby Hasek in the making. He's such a good goalie. And another comment that I'll steal from Jesse Granger, who is the goalie whisperer for The Athletic. Basically, the defense is so bad for Czechia. They have 2 NHLers. He's literally playing behind one of the worst defensive teams in the league, and he looks great. He's ready to be absolutely bombarded with opportunities. Does not care. Doesn't faze him. And they have the offense to scare any team that plays them. I think they are absolutely in the mix for a medal.
Yep.
I think them, Sweden, USA, and Canada. If it is anyone outside of those 4 teams, I will be kind of shocked. It's a real bummer that Barkov's hurt because Finland should be in that mix, but losing him really hurts them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're
still a good team.
I'm looking at Czechia. I'm looking at the actual Czechia roster now because I'm trying to find its post injury. Like, I think the top of the lineup's very fun. They've got a ton of issues after that though, and obviously they've got like all 3 of their goalies we've seen play well. So that's one thing. But I mean, this is the Olympics though. They're actually getting like USA, Canada. Obviously they've both had a few more injuries, but like I don't know. I think the top of the lineup for Czechia looks really good. Obviously, you're gonna have like Necas, Pastrnak, Hurdle, unless they want to whatever, even it out a little bit. And like I said,
the captain.
I hope so.
I'm betting against them every game.
But I just think they're gonna have a lot of issues after like the top line. But I mean, they'll be good. Like they'll play. Like they're not gonna get like I don't think they're gonna smoke or anything. I just think it's very top heavy.
I mean, speaking of top heavy, how frisky do you think Germany can be?
How many minutes do you think?
All of them.
Like literally.
They're literally going to have those 2 rotating for each other. Everyone else rotates on their wing. They will have no other centers.
Yeah. We'll see.
And Sider doesn't come off the ice.
Yeah, no, he plays 60 minutes, I think. Yeah. I mean, they've got a couple. Like obviously we know Nico Sturb can fill a role in your bottom 6 there, but it's probably more of a it'll probably be in your top 6, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some of these guys that I've seen. I mean, obviously Lucas Reichel. I don't know. I can't believe that he's fell off as hard as he has. Just another reclamation project I'd be somewhat interested in.
Okay.
What?
Grubauer's been okay recently.
Yep, he's been all right recently. I really liked Kai Visman. The Bruins signed him a couple of years ago to like a tryout, or not a tryout. They just like went and just picked up a free agent, and he had like a cup of coffee at the AHL, and I liked it a little bit, but it did obviously pan out. He's a big boy. He moves well. Can fucking pound a puck, but yeah, I mean, back at it's going to be Sider playing an insane amount of hockey, and then just letting Draisaitl and Stutzel cook and maybe give the puck to Peterka sometimes. Like I just
I'm trying to think here. How do you feel about pool play for the Americans?
Why can't
I'll spell it out more for you. How do you feel about the Americans playing dog shit competition meaning they'll probably run through it, but also have 0 tests leading up to real play.
I don't think it's gonna be a problem. I mean, they've played all of these guys anyway. Like, I mean, they're playing against each other in the NHL, so I'm not really worried about it. I don't think it's a problem.
Okay.
I will be curious what that first game looks like against Latvia. I actually don't think they're gonna do it. Like, I don't think McAvoy's actually gonna go fucking try to like look for Vilmanis. Also, I like Matthew Tkachuk's on his team. I don't. So I saw a question. There's like, is USA gonna rally around McAvoy? Like, like hunt Vilmanis? I was like, no chance. That would be funny though. Matthew Tkachuk's like, it's not. I don't know, man.
Man. Okay. Anything else you want to touch on for Olympics? I feel like you've said what you want to say.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it.
Then I feel like we round out. Oh, wait, hang on. Cosgrove, LOL. All of the USA games and potential tournament games are at 1 or 2 p.m. But if they make the gold medal game, it's at 8:10 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, it's a good question. I do love that all of their games are at 1 or 2. That works out pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I think Canada gets a lot of like 9 a.m. games, which is also funny. Wait, what's the McAvoy Latvia background? Z?
Oh, it was the other night against Florida. Charlie McAvoy took like a ridiculous hit that ended up with the Bruins on the fucking penalty kill. But Vilmanis, who's a rookie, who's Latvian, will be at the Olympics, and he elbowed him directly in the face. His jaw swollen again. Same jaw that he took a puck to. He thought he broke it again. Missed the rest of the first period. Ended up coming back, but then that fucking Vilmanis kid went and did not. Like, Maurice just had him stay in the room the rest of the game, so he didn't come back out and play. But next night he was in the lineup for Florida and played against Tampa Bay. So, and then McAvoy tweeted out the video the next day, which was very funny.
I mean, Jack Hughes also wasn't capable of playing their last game that definitely mattered for the Devils, and then famously immediately cleared to play for USA.
Yeah, I know. Like, even like Kings fans have been pissed at like Doughty because he's been clearly just trying to not get hurt. Apparently, like leading up to the Olympics, he was just like, they're like, "Yo, this is not." It's like noticeable. It's like, all right, this is gonna be pissing everyone off.
Who hates Doughty more, Kings fans or Wild fans?
Oh my god, I still can't believe
that. All right. Well, Mateo, cue the Finnish top 10. We are breaking down the 2026 NHL draft top 10 across regions. Last week, we hit Sweden, Z's not home region, but we'll just say the one that he scouts most heavily. Now we got the top 10 guys in this year's draft eligibles for Finland. Anything in general you want to say about this group in general before we dive in?
Yeah, well, if people remember, the last year's crop for the Finns was tough. I think it was Lassie Bolius was. I think he ended up. I think he was confirmed the first.
We couldn't give Finland their own region, if that.
Yeah, yeah, and like I love Lassie Bolius. I thought he was really good at the World Juniors, but he's a really solid defenseman. I think he went late second round. He was the first team, or if he was the first player out of Finland to get drafted last year. This year's we got like significantly better crop. I think there's probably 3 middle to top end draft prospects, and then a couple guys that will probably go second round, and then some decent options like beyond the second round. Like, I've got a lot of guys with some tools, intrigue, upside, just like not all put together yet and like pretty inconsistent, but got some intriguing prospects. I think that either way, it's a significantly better crop than it was last year and the last couple of years.
You are like disappearing off the screen. I love it. All right, let's roll it then. Number 1 for the Finnish group. Does he count as Finnish? By the way we do this, Z?
Yeah, we always do it where they play.
All right, where they play. Albert Smits, who I'm kicking myself now because we should have brought him up in Olympic talk. This guy could play real minutes in the Olympics. And I want to hear you talk about the player and his profile, because this is a big, mean boy. He played obviously a serious role in the World Juniors, as we covered pretty heavily on here. Anyone that's new to the channel, go back and listen to anything where we talk World Juniors, and Albert Smits gets talked about plenty. How much will his draft stock be impacted by Olympic competition?
I think he's already solidified himself as the top of the draft player anyways. Like, he's going to be in a lot of teams' top 5. So, I mean, it's just crazy that he will have played in a he will have played by the time he gets drafted, a UAT Worlds, a Men's Worlds, a Olympics, World Juniors, and he's played again like first pro league Finnish Liga, top league in Finland. Like, it's crazy, like how much he's already done, and he is not drafted yet. It's just insane. But I think regardless of what he does, he's gonna play legit minutes at the Olympics too. Like, he played legit minutes at the Men's Worlds. Was it last year? So he's gonna be getting a lot of minutes. But just again, we don't have to talk about it for a super long time. I do love that it says his stats, goals, assists, points. Very funny. It just says that. This is pretty good. Obviously 6'3", left shot D-man, playing legit minutes. And like since coming back from the World Juniors, he's starting to play like 20, 25 minutes. Certain games, just the 1 assist in those 8 games since he's been back. But I'll actually probably read off his stats. So he's played, let's see, he's got 37 games in Finnish Liga this year. He's got 6 goals, 13 points, 18 penalty minutes, -3. And he is just letting the puck fly as well. I think he's over 100 shots at this point, or shot attempts.
Well,
the way they do it's fucking
quick pause, Z, because I think it's important context. You've talked, like, for the Wild fans, you've talked about Aaron Kiviharju and how offensive numbers really don't tell the whole story when you play in Liga.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's a good point total for a defenseman in Liga?
Well, I would say just as a draft eligible, the fact that you're playing regular minutes is already impressive. So, like, usually they're not playing, like, especially in the draft year, they might be playing a couple minutes a game if they're on the top, like in top division, if they're not playing U20. I mean, the kid right now, like the other night, played like 23.5 minutes, which is just insane for a kid his age, on a pretty good U-Grid team. So, but I mean, if you're playing regular minutes, I mean, like, if he were to finish the year with 13 points, it would have been impressive probably. But I mean, I don't know, with the profile, you've got a 6'3", really smooth skating, really solid skater. It's a bit chaotic. So we've talked about like Verhoff being chaotic before. Like, Smits is just like, he's everywhere. That's the thing. And he's going to play, like we saw him playing like 28 minutes of the World Juniors. I don't know. It's going to be, he's like, and then he's super physical on his own end. He's not like going to throw a huge hit, but like, you know, net front, he's not afraid. You know, along the wall, he physically engages, looks to engage. And I mean, the system that Ugra plays too, kind of like lets him go nuts and just like be over and like play very chaotic brand of hockey. So the only question I'm going to have is how much of the, like, some of the chaos, the chaotic energy that he plays with, like, obviously fuels his game a lot. I'm curious to see what that looks like in the NHL, but you just look at like the physical tools, the level of play that he's already playing at, the amount of minutes he's playing in pro hockey, the amount of pro players he's already played against. Like, you have played like half the league if now he's going to the freaking Olympics, which is crazy. But yeah, no, he's got a ton of upside. It's just like, we're to see what it looks like with the decision making, to like the chaotic brand of hockey, how much that's going to translate. But there's a whole lot to be intrigued by for Albert Smits, and I would imagine there's a lot of teams that are going to have him top 5.
Fair enough. That's Albert Smits, number 1 of the Finnish prospects. Number 2, Oliver Savanto, center, 6'3", 209. Draft tier is 12 to 20, and he has stats, so he's already a big leg up on Albert Smits.
Yeah, very curious to see, or actually, I know he's going to go really high, probably higher than I would probably take him. But I mean, he's a big center, really defensively solid. If you saw the World Juniors, you saw a lot of what he does really well, which is like be a physical pest, super engaging physically. Makes a lot of pretty simple plays. Like you don't see a whole lot of like he's not going to be making highlight reels. So pretty much just really effective moves well at his size, defensive game solid. Like I still question how much upside's there, just in terms of like offense, playmaking, play creation. But he just like to me looks like a no doubt super high floor, middle bottom six center. He's gonna kill a lot of penalties. He's gonna be out there like late in close games. Like he's gonna be someone who's like gonna be high up on a lot of teams like center board. Just because he plays such a transferable, translatable style to the NHL. But it's just like the only question I'm going to have is how much upside is there.
You're saying he's the type that like on a contender is a third, maybe second line center for a middling team that's never had a good center. Like could maybe be a first line center. Like maybe
I don't see that.
Maybe he gets his name in the rafters.
Boy. Mm-hmm.
All right. We can move on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like so it's just interesting hearing everyone like how high they are on Suvanto, and I get it. Like there's an NHL player in there. There's got no doubt sure thing. And like there's every once in a while he'll show some flashes of creativity, but like that's just pretty limited. And maybe I'm just getting bad viewings. But yeah. I don't know. You're just looking like a prototypical 3 or 4C. Okay.
Fair. But you still had him in the 12 to 20 tier.
Yeah, like there's just like it's just so certain. And again, the flash there. I'm at this point probably too. Like
the floor is here, the ceiling is here.
Yeah,
got it. All right, number 3. Currently, probably my number 1 all name team slot. Juho Pipparainen, right-handed defenseman, which makes me unicorn. 6'3" again, which I've seen 6'3" 3 times in a row here. Are these all being just like copied and pasted, or are these all 6'3"?
They are the first 4 guys are 6'3".
Wow.
Actually, I think the next one. I feel like that one of those isn't right though.
Draft tier 15 to 25. Talk to me about Juho Pipparainen.
Yeah, he's really fun. He's after the World Juniors, and even like right before the World Juniors, his ice time in Liga was going down. So I think it was literally probably 4 or 5 days ago, got loaned out to their team, their version of the AHL. So like in Sweden, they've got the Allsvenskan, and then in Sweden, they've got the something some Mesties or whatever. So he's played 2 games there now, but super mobile, really smart player. I think like he shows like he flashes a lot of offense. Still waiting for him to put up like more like consistently, but obviously he's got the size, the fact that he's a right shot. I think he's got a super high floor, really good skater, really good first pass. Makes a lot of smart, simple plays, and then every once in a while he flashes that high end skill. So I think there's a legit player here. I'm probably closer to like the 15 than I am 25. But really intriguing prospect, all the tools, just like consistency and continue to make the right decisions. And I think, and actually, I just want to see him experiment with the tools a little bit more. And I think there's a legit prospect. At one point, I think Button had him like 4 on his board, but he's awesome.
Wow. Okay. I wasn't prepared to hear that Button had him 4.
At one point, he did. I think now he's close to like 10 or 12.
All right. We can work with it. Mateo says everyone is 6'1", with most being 6'3" or 6'4". In other news, Bill Guerin and Judd Brackett have been spotted a ton scouting Finland U20. And do they have any picks in the first like 12 rounds of this draft? Probably not. All right, that's number 3. My number 1 all-name team as it currently sits right now, Juho Pipparainen. If you don't believe me and you're listening on audio right now, just go to YouTube and see how it's spelled. It's so fun. Number 4 in the top 10, we have Samu. Fuck this one. Samu Alalori.
I think it's like Alalori. I don't.
It's
always about right wherever you put
I'm not getting canceled right now, but I could say things.
Okay.
6'3", right-handed defenseman playing in Finnish junior. You've got him firmly planted somewhere in the mid to late second round.
Mm-hmm.
So a big teardrop here. Just tell me, what do we think about? Is it Samu? Like Shamu?
I think it's Samu. Yeah, committed to, but yeah, okay, sorry. I was just like all over the place. Like, what are we doing right now? Yeah, no, 6'3", right shot D man. Really mobile, really solid skater. His projections are going to come down to those tools, like above average skating. And he's got an absolute bomb of a shot. Gets it through most often. Stood out at the Five Nations like December, I think that's when that tournament was. It's probably Sweden's best defenseman there. Possibly like the best defenseman at the tournament, to be honest. We're one of them at least.
Oh.
But committed to UMass, obviously putting up good points. But yeah, no, for him, the projections, all the tools, like just the way that he moves at that size, that absolute hammer of a one-timer, and the fact that he just gets the shot through so well. And, defensively, he's just continuing to work on the reads a little bit, more consistency. We see like the flashing of that creation in the offensive zone. And I think the skating ability and the size is really going to push his projection. So got a big guy that skates that well. And again, reading in transition defensively is a work in progress, but I think he moves in really well enough, he does move well enough in his own zone that makes him pretty effective in zone defender. But I think he could, just given the fact that he's a 6'3" right shot defenseman with legit offensive upside, I think you'll probably see him go closer in the 50s, maybe early 50s, maybe even late 40s. Because there's definitely plenty of people who have him closer to that, to top of the second round, but probably just outside the first round.
It's Wilder Bruins take him in the second round. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the Wild necessarily. Maybe the Bruins. I'd be like, yeah, do it.
I don't think the Wild even have a pick, so that's beside the point. It's more just how do you feel about him being brought into your team?
Yeah, I like him a lot. And I was hoping to see maybe take off, especially after the Five Nations in December, because I thought he was really good, and I was really starting to enjoy his game. I was hoping he would take off a little bit more, but nothing that's fallen off or anything. It's just I was wondering if that would be the real takeoff point for him, but it's kind of remained steady. But there's a lot of intriguing elements there, and again, the tools are hard to pass on if you're in the 50s when you're looking at just anyone with some upside. And again, guys like that don't grow on trees as far as the size, the skating, and the shot.
Do teams factor into their drafting decisions whether or not they're going to have to get custom gear, like an XXXL helmet?
Yes.
That's going to hurt his draft stock. Tell me that you're not seeing Peyton Manning right now.
I see him and Granlund combined.
Yes. No. Yeah. Granlund plus Peyton Manning. This is the baby. I'm with you. All right. That's Samu Alalori. Number 5 for the Finland top 10. Viho Vanhatalo. Oh my God. I love this name. And he's 6'4", even better. First winger of the class. What do we think about Viho out of Finnish junior?
All over the place with his projection right now. He's got power forward potential, and he flashed his playmaking abilities. And I thought he got like a brief stint in Finnish Liga during like I think it was November and parts of December, and like he looked better there than he has at the U20 level. Like he just plays to his like I don't know when he's playing U20, like he looks like he doesn't really give a shit, and he kind of like plays down to his like below his talent level. I mean, we see flashes of it again. Like he's got a really solid shot. Every once in a while he will use like his size and how physical he can be, look like a power forward, drive the net. And again, he's flashing some more playmaking ability too. He's got a really the shot's an absolute weapon. It's just like sometimes he just looks like he's like skating around out there. But I think someone that like late second round, I'm looking at like look at all the tools that he has and the potential and the upside and the fact that like we've seen it fluctuate or at least be there when he's playing pro hockey. It's like intriguing enough. Just gotta figure out like what's going on when he's playing like the U20 games. But sometimes it's just like it's going for like low percentage, just like volume shooting instead of like hanging on to pucks, looking to make plays. And again, like showing up the power forward element to his game, he's just not doing it. But at this point, just with you look at the upside as far as what he does have in his bag, the tools, and we've seen him do before. Like I would probably be more than willing to take like a late second round swing at a guy like that. Or sorry, late second round, definitely early third.
Okay, fair. Number 5, Viho Vanhatalo. Number 6, we've got Juuso Ainasto, another Finnish junior goalie, not another Finnish junior player who is goalie. Another 6'4". These are all giants. This is incredible.
Yeah.
2 U's, not 2 S's. Oh, that's an important caveat. Thank you, Mateo. I already like him notedly more. You got him in the same kind of tier, like likely a third rounder. You'd probably flirt with late second for him. I know goalie is not like your proficiency, but tell me what about Juuso Ainasto stands out?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to have a whole lot about goalies, but you look at the size and how well he moves in his crease. He's super competitive, like can be for every single puck most of the time. Playing well and making like getting stops, freezing pucks. But yeah, I just look at the size and how well he moves in the crease and how explosive he is, and just the compete level. And I think he's one of the better goalies in this class. And I think there's gonna be a decent amount that go like mid second, late second maybe. But I would say as far as the Finnish guys goes, he's probably the top Finnish goaltender at this point. But again, yeah, I don't have a whole lot as far as goalies go, but at least I'm confident just with the projection, just looking at the size and how well he moves.
Fair. Mateo wants to know, does his pad game hold a candle to Rimpinen?
No, he's not going to have Showtime on it.
Nor Casey.
No.
All right. That's number 6 for the Finnish top 10. Going to number 7, we have Jakob Frollo.
Sneaky old name team.
It's weird that 6'1" feels like a midget to me. The way this is all progressed. Finnish juniors, this is forward. Does that mean he's more than likely a wing, or do you see him projecting as potentially being a center in the NHL?
I think he probably ends up being. I think he could play up farther up the lineup as a winger, but safe projection as like a bottom 6 center.
Okay. And yeah, Jakob Frollo is an interesting one.
Yeah.
As far as name team is concerned. But so what stands out for him as a prospect? Like what, if you're looking at him in the hundreds, right? What do you see that you're like, this is awesome. This stands out. Here's where he can grow, and hopefully we can help him grow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like. He's been flashing some playmaking ability lately. That's been really intriguing to me. I think he's super smart. He's always in the right position. He flashes like some really good passing abilities. So I think like I've seen more offense that I'm like at least play creation, playmaking abilities, and like upside plays and like trying things. But I think he's just like kind of like checks every box. He's just jack of all trades, master of none type guy. But like lately, just see him starting to flash some more offense. I'd like him to get like, I mean, he's 163 pounds right now, so probably needs to like just get the weight up there. But I mean, he's also just a beast physically. Obviously, he's with the 87 penalty minutes, and I think it's like 30 something games. But throws big hits. It is always constantly looking to engage physically. I actually do think, when I think about it, I can see him being like a potentially like a middle six center guy, like not afraid to drive middle of the ice, usually making a ton of like really smart and simple plays. And then again, just lately seeing him try more things and like flash some playmaking ability has been intriguing to me. So I think there's some upside there. So just an intriguing player to me. Like I put him in like the next couple. I mean, actually, I put the rest of the guys in the same tier at this point. Where like you see the flashes of the upside, the things that are pretty intriguing to me. I know I have a buddy who probably has Frollo closer to like the 40s. I'm not there yet, but lately he's looked really good.
There we go. That's number 7. Moving on to number 8, we have another Jakob Flores. Finnish juniors, right-handed defenseman, another 6'3". Jesus Christ, they're giants.
Let's see. Plug my notes good. Yeah, again, another guy's a right shot D with size and a ton of tools. Offensive defenseman, can make plays. And I actually think does play a really pretty well-rounded game overall. Little inconsistent, was probably one of the better probably one of the better, like, let's see, what is he, Slovakian? I think he's Slovakian. One of like the better Slovakian players in Finland. There's a lot of guys that go to Finland or Sweden from Slovakia, but one of the better guys that's playing in Scandinavia. Got some Champions Hockey League with the pro team, got some looks there. But yeah, I think the production should be higher for like what he has in his tool bag and what the skills that he has. But another right shot, super mobile defenseman, moves pucks, can be a solid, in rush defense. Usually is pretty physical. And has obviously that solid reach with the size and picks the right times to make stick checks. So I think he's a smart player. He's got some offensive upside there. It's weird that the production hasn't really been there for him. But yeah, intriguing player.
As long as you're intrigued. That's number 8. Moving on to number 9. Simone. Is it Katalikshi? Lichki? Is it like Sid Lichki?
I'm not sure he's Czech, so it would be the Katolik. I don't know.
You're not sure he's Czech based on the picture? He looks pretty Czech to me.
Well, I know. I wasn't looking at the screen.
I'm like, I think he's pretty Czech. I don't know.
Yes, I wasn't looking at the screen. I was looking at something else.
Simone Katolikchi.
Yeah, another big boy, power forward, but an absolute hammer of a shot. I worry about him being a bit of like a jack, or just like that's going to jack up shots. There's some pretty low percentage ones, but I mean, like he started flashing. Another guy started flashing a little bit of playmaking ability, some like one-touch passing that was a little more intriguing, though I haven't seen him do a whole lot of. And then just given how the size element, the fact that he can be a power forward, I'd like to see him like a little more committed on like forechecks and like willing to engage physically. But yeah, pretty much like a giant sniper of a prospect, I think. Definitely got some goal scoring ability, and again lately started flashing some playmaking, and again like the one touch passing, and intriguing prospect. Again, we should look at the size thing. So big guy that shoots the lights out, but prone to maybe some low percentage shots sometimes. But I think there's a potentially there's a power forward element in there, with a little bit more consistency in decision making. But yeah, another guy with size that shoots. Again, coming down to like the tools. So that's always gonna help you.
Perfect. We round it out then with number 10. Noel Pakarinen.
I think this is probably a guy that's going to have to be farther up my board as we get. Probably be in my third round potentially. I went back and watched some more of his shifts, and the points have started to come up a lot more. But 6'2" left winger. What's he got now? 29 points, 27 games playing U20. He actually also just recently got a stint in Liga, so I think he's played 9 games. Yeah, that's what I put down. 9 games and got an assist in those 9 games, but got a really good stick. Thinks really quickly. I always has another option if the first option's not there or gets closed down. He's always going to find a teammate. But I think he started also flashing some more high end plays too lately. So I just and then he's also super physical, really good. The forecheck turns pucks over. So I think there's just an intriguing player in there for me. I like him a lot. And again, obviously got rewarded by just under 10 games in Finnish Liga, but yeah, I think he plays a hard game, but there's some playmaking in there and some passing abilities, and I think he can move the puck himself. Yeah, I like him. So I think at this point, he's someone I'm going to start tracking a lot more and watching more shifts. Probably have him closer to my third round, but he's intriguing.
Love that. All right, so that rounds out the top 10. I believe you did have some honorable mentions for us.
Oh, yeah, I've got some names for you.
I love names.
Doman Christoph Zongath. That pretty much mostly for the name.
That goes hard.
But one of the guys we were doing our smart scouting draft midterm draft ranking call this weekend, and one of our other Euro scouts brought up this kid Aussie Tukio, who's this he's a 6'2" left shot D-man, and he's averaging over the past month and a half. I think he's averaging about 8.5 to 9 shots per game. He is just getting the puck and letting it fly. Does not play a translatable game at all, but skates really well and loves having the puck on his stick. But he's just letting it fly. I looked the other day at I think it was the U18s, but he had one game with 14 shots on goal. This kid is just taking the puck and ripping it, and it's very fun to watch. Is he going to play in the NHL? I mean, that's a long shot, but he's fun. He also made his debut in Finnish Liga and had an assist in that game, which is also, so he's good. He's a point per game Finnish Liga guy as a defenseman. Impressive. But he's just fun to watch just rip, because every time he touches it, he's let me just get rid of this. And he's just from the parking lot, and it's very fun.
And that rounds it out?
Yep, pretty much.
All right. So we've got Granlund Manning and a couple really good all-name teamers, and we have just endless 6'3" plus players.
Yeah.
We can round it out. Let's go, Mateo. So Finnish top 10 is 1, Alberts Smits. 2, Oliver Sivanto. 3, Juho Piparainen. 4, Samu Alalari. Wow, that one's so hard. 5, Viho Vanhatalo. Wow, these are crazy. 6, misspelled Juuso Ainasto. 7, Jakob Frollo. 8 is Jakob Flores. 9, Simone Katalichki. I don't know why I'm having trouble saying that. And number 10, Noel Pakarinen. Boom. Nailed it. Did it. That is Finland's top 10. Z, who are we doing next week for top 10?
Probably do Russia.
Probably do Russia. Okay. We got enough for 10?
Yeah.
That plays.
We'll be good.
Anything you feel like we missed? Anything you want to talk about? Or are we just done crashing?
Crashing hard. So, yeah, no, I got nothing else. I need a haircut.
Yeah,
really bad.
let's go on a total like side parallel on Ron Burgundy. No, good episode. Appreciate everybody chiming in the chat. I don't know. I'm just very excited about Olympic hockey. I don't really know what to expect this week. Also, I have to give a side shout out to the women. Team USA. God, they have to win. I'm like weirdly maybe more invested in them beating Canada's women than the men.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that's such a 2-horse race.
Oh, yeah.
That like taking silver is just like participation trophy, right?
Yeah, they crush each other too. Like,
yes.
Like they are, yeah. It's gonna be good.
Heisey Murphy is the combo that Canada wishes they could have.
Correct. Obviously.
That is the McKinnon Marchand. All right. Happy Olympics to everyone except for Lindsey Vonn. Sorry to hear about just everything that's befallen you. But I don't know. I don't think we have anything else to say.
Nope. We can end it.